Hey everybody, happy Halloween and welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So, this week I got some new models done for Bot War. I'm pretty stoked about it. I'll be playing some with Epic Duck Mike soon. He's just piling his way through some commissions and he's going to keep painting his infectors. But I painted some more Valiants. I painted one of the cool Valiants. It's a host, so he actually has the ability to like pop out other robots, as well as a sort of just like soldier class Valiant as well. To expand my forces so I can play a full 80-point game now with my Valiants, which is pretty exciting. I got 2 more models for my Valiants to get painted up, and then I'm going to be jumping into painting up the rest of my Atlanticans. I also assembled my other half of my Age of Sigmar Warcry Catacombs box set, which is the Scions of the Flame. I'm pumped to build and paint. Although I did mess something up, I grabbed a 25mm base for one of the models instead of a 28mm base, and now I can't find it, and I'm like, do I just do the 28mm? It looks so dinky compared to it. I gotta find out what I've done with that little bag of bases because I don't know where it is. And I played some Monster Apocalypse this week, so I'm actually really excited. Nick and I played a couple games of Monpoc. He painted up his Uber Core, and you'll see that coming up soon. And it got me excited to play the Megaton mashup and do some big like takedown stuff. So I'm gonna paint up some new models for that as well, and some models for Riot Quest, for more games with Duck. I found a box of Reavers, weirdly, which was good timing because they just spoiled the Fangs of Morkay. Although, of course, reviews going up today for the new Space Wolves and Deathwatch. So I want to paint up a unit of those to go along with my new Deathwatch stuff. And I also picked up the Arms Masters and Wreckers for with the Cyber Mastiffs for my Orlocks for Necromunda. Hopefully Chris and I can play some Necromunda in the near future. So anyway, let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up.
So first things first, here are my new Valiants painted up for Bot War. In the middle there, the big fella is Broadswords and his 2 little sort of warhounds. We've got Capacitor and Resistor, both with different weapon loadouts, and they are host creatures or host bots, which means that they'll pop out at him during the game. And then I've got Short Stride, and he is a more sort of like warrior class bot with a cool weapon arm there, kind of a gunner dude. Paint up these once again for vibrant colors using gray sear base coats from the GW Citadel contrast paint line, and then those like nice bright vivid contrast paints just to give them that sort of pop. And then highlighted them all up. I used some scale 75 over the Warpstone green, I think, for the greens. Some Black Templar with some Eshin gray for the black, and I believe it's Blood Angel red with Wild Rider red highlights for Short Stride there. And the basing was all done with Great Huge Minis Desert Rusty basing gel, washed with just in like sort of like the waves, washed with a bit of Agrex Earthshade, and then dry brushed with some Gorthor Brown? No, Scrag Brown, I'm pretty sure. Scrag Brown, and then a little bit of Scrag Brown with some Screaming Skull mixed in. I got some Tufts from Army Painter on there, and they're ready to rock and roll, and I'm well on my way to sort of an 80 point with some sort of like options and stuff list for my Valiants to play some more Bot Wars. Then I assembled and primed my Scions of the Flame. You can see here this one fella. I just temporarily stuck him on a 25mm base so I could get him primed. I gotta find the 28mm base. It's significant. Like, it's 3mm, but that's no joke. Like, that's what you need to shoot with an Infinity. So you can see the difference here for the 2 little guys versus the main character. So it's like your big sort of like hero-y types are on 32s, and then 28s for like the medium-sized folks, and and him, and then the remainder on 25. So I'm gonna try and get them painted up. I also grabbed the additional dungeon pack for Catacombs. So I'm gonna play the other dungeons, I think, for the Scions, and maybe not use their bespoke mission, but use their like some of the other dungeon like tables and stuff for their convergences, and try the dungeon packs because they are super cool. I'm really excited to play some more Warcry Catacombs. On the various dungeons. There's like more doorways, there's like soul chasms instead of like lava chasms. They're pretty awesome. Got Terrorizer and Chuck built for my my sort of like remaining outstanding list of models to paint for Riot Quest. And then I got my Incinerus. I found him in a box. I'm gonna get him put together. He's one of the Elementalists who aren't really a super expanded faction right now for the Protectors, but I'm still kind of like digging into the Protectors. Nick's doing all the baddies, the Destroyer stuff still for Uber Core. So I'm gonna keep painting Protector stuff basically until my opponents stop painting nothing but Destroyers and expanding on that. But I'm stoked to play the Megaton mashup, so I'm gonna paint the bad guy from that too, and probably do it solo. It's like a solo / co-op expansion for Monpoc where you fight like a big bad, and it gives you rules for making other guys into big bads too. I picked up the box of Orlock Arm Masters and Wreckers. I'm pumped for these. I did also get at the same time I got the book for this, the House of Iron for my Orlocks, and I'll probably do a review of it in the upcoming weeks, just to let people check it out. But it's some cool new sort of like just unit types that aren't just gangers. The Wreckers are kind of like jump pack troops, and then you got some Cyber Mastiffs and the Arms Masters, who are like your sort of almost like crew chiefs. They like get your gear going. They can have some big, huge like hammers, double fists. They're like your big brawlery types, and also like some shooting sort of instructions and stuff too in the Orlock list, which is pretty cool. So I'm pumped. I'm gonna get them built and painted, hopefully, and get in touch with Chris and see if he wants to get back to our Necromancer campaign.
Yeah, opportune. I think this was from the Kill Team 2 box set, because I had the Reaver Squad from the Ultramarines painted. I just painted up the towel so we could try it out. I found this sprue when I was unpacking that box, and it even had Space Wolves decals, because the Space Wolves in that box set were from the Kill Team Reaver box. So sweet, I can do the Fangs of Mordecai. I'm gonna get them converted up once I've got the actual codex in my hands. I was supposed to be doing a review today, but unfortunately the post was delayed. It's the first time ever it's really happened. I was told it was coming, but they got lost in the mail. So yeah, so the codex review will happen when I see those books, hopefully. And until then, I'm gonna start working on some models. I've got my codex here too for the Death Watch, so I can keep working on that 40K stuff. So there you go, 4 models painted this week. I had a big week last week, so I just kind of painted some stuff that I was jazzed about, that was fun, and didn't really focus on trying to pump out big numbers, because that box set for Warcry was a lot of miniatures. This is like 32 or something last week. But yeah, and I got some stuff built and painted and just kind of relaxed. And what did I watch this week? I watched a whole bunch of, I caught up on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and I watched a whole bunch of The Comedy Store, which is a documentary about this famous LA nightclub, if you guys have never heard of it. Well worth watching the history of like how many comics came out of there and just how crazy it was. Pauly Shore's mom owned it. It's a very, very cool documentary. And yeah, and just kind of like relaxed and built stuff and did my thing. So anyway, I hope you guys are all having a safe and happy Halloween. And until next time, I'm Ash. I'm okay. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.